Hello, and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Sidra, and today I'm going to go over the mindset behind the January 6th terrorists. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Get ready to hit the dislike button. You're not going to like this. You're not. I'm going to point out a lot of things. Now, it's not just about what happened on 1/6/2021. No, it's not just that. It's not just the coup. It's everything. It's everything dealing with, in general, white people in the United States of America. In general. That's not saying that all white people are terrorists and all that. No. You get that out your head. If you think that's what I'm saying, you can leave now. What I'm saying is there's a mindset behind white people. They have a privilege that others don't, and they don't see it. And they usually love it. And usually that mindset, you can see it. That mindset is when they just are uppity. They feel better than everyone else. To the point where they don't even think about it. They don't consider it. When we go out to restaurants back in the day, pre-pandemic, what we would hear from white people, they're talking about their vacations. Always, no matter what time of year, it's their vacations. Could they have been talking about it because they see some black people and they know that we don't have that type of thing? Possible, but I doubt it. I think they're just having a casual conversation with each other. They're talking about the vacation, and then their major complaints are the garden and their hedges, and the person came and worked on their yard, things like that. They don't complain about honest, real issues. And the reason they don't have to deal with real issues is because this country is not geared towards oppressing everyone. It's geared to oppressing minorities and taking money from the well-to-do white people while allowing some white people to become very well-to-do, and some are just bad off. They're just bad off. They got more in common with me than anybody else. But that's not how they see it, because that's not how the country treats them. They don't have to walk around wondering if the cop is going to beat them in the head. When they drive, the cop's pulling them over. Is that on their mind? No. If the cop pulls behind them, do they think this is going to turn out bad? No. That's not on their mind at all. If the cops show up at their house, they're wondering, well, what's the problem, officer? That's what they're wondering. Not, crap. There's a big difference. When they walk into, seriously, hear me out. If you're white and you're not liking this, that's because it's too true for you. Let me give you some truth. If you're white, when you're walking around and you walk past some other white people, do they pull their kids closer? Do they hold their purses a little tighter? Do they stare at you until you're out of their field of vision? Huh? Do they? Do other white people do that? Only if you happen to be a white person that look like you're from the other side of the tracks. That's about it. You gotta look like you're part of that group that causes trouble. You got to be tatted up, wearing something or something a certain way. You have to. You have to stand out. That's white privilege. That's just white privilege. I'm not gonna lie. If I was walking, no, screw that. When I'm in the passenger seat and we're driving past a group of black or white people, I'm a little nervous. When they just standing on the corner or something like that, I'm a little nervous. That's what y'all standing there for. What at that general store at the corner is that damn important that you got to be there? Now, that could just be a meeting spot. It could be just where they go. It could be nostalgia, old times. It could be a whole lot of things. But I do get a little nervous, okay? So I just want to give this as preface. Now, this ain't going to take long now for those that actually stuck around. So the mindset behind the January 6th terrorists, you had those that were, strong, stalwart, headstrong Trump supporters, die hard to a literal sense, Trump supporters. How Now what Trump did was, now look, let me give full disclosure. This comes from everything I've seen my lifetime. But then when it comes to the most recent thing, these Trump supporters on this day, this is coming from all of the video, audio, video, and whatnot footage that was being played on Dusty Smith's channel, Cult of Dusty. He did almost a 3-hour thing. I ain't even got through with it yet. But he showed when the woman got shot and killed. They hit the last line of defense. How privileged is she? Because remember, Trump said, I will be with you. So all of them felt they had carte blanche to go in and do what they want because Trump gives the okay. Keep that in mind. Trump says you have the ability and freedom to go and wreck shop in the government buildings, and I'm with you. He gave them that. He told them that. So they thought, hey, I'm privileged. Nothing's going to happen to me. Why would they think nothing's going to happen to them? Because these are the very people in Washington, D.C. and from all around, when they get with their little racist friends and they sit there and they are attacking Black Lives Matter, Antifa, or allies, the cops turn a blind eye. Or they're watching and doing nothing, protecting the Trump supporters, the ones with the Nazi symbols and stuff. The police protect them while those people go up and crack others in the head, committing assault, violence, and in points attempted murder. And the cops do nothing. But then when the others fight back, when Antifa, Black Lives Matter, or allies, or people that just want to protest because of what's happening, they don't support Black Lives Matter, but they are against people being hurt for no reason. When those people fought back, the cops then want to use the pepper spray and all this other stuff and lethal force. These are the same people that watch cops drive over, people in the street. Didn't even care. So yes, they believe they had carte blanche. That's why that veteran, that woman, that military veteran, that's why she, after serving and knowing how things should operate, at the last line of defense, they see the congressman, they know the police are there. What did they do? They broke down the windows. She got popped dead. Do I care? No. Be mad at me. She deserved it. She begged for it. She begged to die. She knew how many. She had no idea that she was only going to get killed or shot or anything. She had no idea. She believed that the fact that Trump is on their side, that all of this was going to be okay and they can do whatever they want to do. That's why they went there and did that. But that's just one mindset. That's just one. You've got those that somehow think the country was actually stolen. I really would like to know what they mean by how do you get the country back? How do you lose the country? What level of privilege does it take for someone to think that they own all this land? What level of privilege does it take for them to think that they own everything? They want their country back. That's how racist they are. That's how segregated in mind that they are, because this country, though built by minorities and enjoyed by the majority, they don't understand. They don't have to go through this. They don't live an oppressive life. There are things I want to do. I want to get certain things off the ground. Projects that I've been working on for 10 years. But I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know who to talk to. I know none of that. So there's a bit of rage in me because I don't know anything. I wouldn't have the connections. And if I did, those connections wouldn't want to work with me because I'm black. I've got nothing to offer them, so they will give me nothing. They will not work with me. Even if it could possibly be lucrative for them, they're not getting anything up front. So that is something they don't really have to deal with. They've got people they can go to. They got connections. They got all this and stuff. If they didn't, they wouldn't have been up there in the first place. These are the same people that are so privileged that they could leave their job for vacation or whatever they want and then go do this. And then you got the worst mentality. Because see, these people think they're actually doing it for something. They think they are, when the underlying is they just don't want minorities to have an even shake in this country. And they're afraid that Joe Biden is going to give it when he's not. Joe Biden is just as Trump. He's just quiet about it. And they're too stupid to hear it. When it comes to the other mindset, it's those rich people that went there. And see, I knew that they would be there. I had a feeling they would be there, but I didn't want to think about it because it's And then watching Dusty Smith's show and seeing how this rich woman, primarily her, there's some others, they went there and they took pictures, selfies, they talked about it. See, they're so privileged and high and mighty. And this is them, but it's all these white people at this protest. And a good majority of white people in this country, not all, but a good majority. See, they did not go to a coup. They didn't go to a terrorist fund thing. They went, even the ones that were doing this, the ones perpetuating the coup, the ones that were knocking down windows, threatening and beating cops and beat a cop enough to kill him. Do I care? No. Because cops have killed so many people. Just because they're black don't mean they're not people. They are people. Just because they killed somebody, I don't care. I really don't. When I saw the pictures of the cops being backed up by the protesters there, well, they call them protesters, the terrorists, you know what I thought? Why don't you shoot them? If they were Black Lives Matter on TV, you would have popped them right then and there. Why don't you shoot them? That's what I was thinking. But the mindset that these wealthy people, mainly, what they had, see, it's an event to them, like the fair. It's an event, like a county fair or going to a carnival. It's an event like when they go to the, minority neighborhoods and they want to see their culture. It's an event like seeing some woman with an afro or any other kind of do, and they're like, can I touch your hair? It's an event. It's an event, a spectacle, a thing you dabble in and say, oh, it was a nice place. It was a nice culture. Yeah. Tell me something, white people. Do you want to be born black? Would you want to be born black in this country? You can go ahead and say no. You can go ahead and say no because you know how real it is. You know what that is. How many black people wish they were kind of born white? A lot would raise their hand. Why? Because they know the advantage that they can have. The mindset of this entire thing has been straight up white privilege. Straight up white privilege. They don't have to worry about the cops, so they can bully the cops. Pepper spray the cops. I enjoyed that. They pepper sprayed the cops. They bullied them. They knocked them down. They beat them up. Cool. You know why it's cool? Because those cops showed such racism, we don't want to hurt our own, that they got beat up. They got killed. That's how racist they are. You want to do your job and protect the building, right? But you let them through. The mindset of this racism and protect your own allowed this to happen. This is one of the epitomes of racism. And Dusty Smith pointed out that this happened in 1812. I haven't looked that up. But it don't matter what happened in 1812. It matters what happens now. It matters what happens now. That's what matters. And this should expose exactly how messed up and how racist this country is. But it won't. It's not. Because every politician out there is going to ignore how racist this country is. They will talk about people being together and being united and all that crap. They want you united so that you can keep voting in the people that will keep dividing you and keep talking about unity. So you can be like, yeah, we need unity, but you don't know what unity is. It's 50 divided, united states with various divided subgroups, counties, provinces, cities, towns, subtowns, suburbs, cul-de-sacs, divided like crazy. That's where we are. We're in a country not far removed from having civil rights. We're in a country not far removed from segregation. We're a country not far removed from outright Jim Crow and other stuff. Matter of fact, has it really gone away? No, it hasn't. We're in a country that talk about culture and be multicultural and all this instead. But you know what? The truth is, we don't want it. Even the minorities, even black people that hate these transgender people, y'all are privileged too. Y'all are so privileged. You didn't think about the fact that you're hating on somebody that's done nothing except be who they are. The very same thing that your previous ancestors, your predecessors had said. We just being black and beating on because we black. They just wanted to be accepted for who they were. Just a black person trying to make it. And they couldn't get that. And yet, there's people out there trying to make it, and you won't let them make it. So while you minorities find people to beat down for your religion, for your, national checking, for your people, your tribe, while you beat on LGBTQIA people, and then you got the white racists beating you down, and you got the well-to-do white people that are just, I'm going to stay out of it. And the government saying, go ahead and beat them down because we're not going to arrest you. It's a cycle. It's a system. It's a pecking order. And it's not going to end until someone says, we need to stop. We need to change. We need better. And that's why every single thing I do up here, I try to give almost some kind of solution. And usually it leads to the same. You have to change you. You have to stop being that bigot. You have to stop being that racist. You have to stop being that messed up headed person thinking that you're right because others around you expect you to do it. You need to stand up and be strong. You need to be a better you. That's what you need. And it's not impossible. It's doable. It's possible. It's achievable. It's reachable. You just have to actually want to do it. You be a better person for them, for you, your kids, your friends, your family, your acquaintances, anyone across from you that you can see on YouTube, TV, or any platform. Be a better person. Stop the hate. You don't want someone beating on you because of how you look or what you think or what you like or your ideas. You don't want someone whooping up on you. Then you stop it and be better so you can actually have the ability to stand tall and look down at anyone else doing it and say, hey, you need to stop it and be better. You need to be able to have that, and you can have it. Just simply do it. Change yourself. Change your vote. Change this state, county, province, whichever, and change the country. That is how you do it. Don't be partisan. Don't be negatively tribal. Be better. That's what I ask. That's what I think you can do, and I'm banking on it. Don't have a choice. We can't get any further than this other than they just reenact slavery, and you're like, how did we get here? And it's like, you weren't watching. You didn't change your vote. Not unless they say it's okay for Jim Crow laws, but not slavery. How did we get here? You didn't change your vote. You voted for the same people over and over. You voted for the same party, the same status quo. That's why you got what you got. Why do we have internment camps? Why do we have detention centers? Why do we have all this that minorities are getting messed up in, deported to and hurt, separated from their families? Why? Because you won't change your damn vote. Change yourself, change your vote, change this country. That's what you do. Cedric Kennedy, Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.